Hello Aries, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a bonus read, Aries. I'm just coming back to say thank you for all the ways you've been loving on the channel. Aries, if you've been here before, if you're the ride or die Aries for Ten of Cups Tarot, you know how this goes down. I will refresh your memory and I will tell the brand new ones what goes down in a bonus read. And that is that I read for the energy that is current or the future. This isn't expected to be happening right around the corner. Not all of you are on the same timelines. This could be happening today, tomorrow, next year. It could be a very long timeline. And I am in your energy here, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you are brand new and you're just rolling up on here, I do bonus reads weekly. I try and get them out weekly. And just as a thank you for all the loving that you guys do on this channel, I appreciate you so much. Aries, I'm in your energy. I'm in Aries Venus. And my North Node is Aries as well. So you're my fire family. That's why I always call you my fire family. Let's find out what's going on for Aries. Now, when I do this bonus read, like I said, it could happen anytime. And let's concentrate on the current energy or the future. Let's find out what's going on with Aries. What's the most important thing that Aries needs to know, please, in this bonus read? Welcome if you're brand new. I hope you'll stay. There is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner if you are interested in hanging out with us here. So we are starting with the Hierophant. Why is that? Tell me about this. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So something here has been moving really slowly here. Someone's being very careful, very patient with something here. We have the Knight of Swords, but things are about to pick up. It feels like there's some incoming, something is incoming. Knowledge, communication. It feels like something's coming in quickly after a long time of things moving really, really slow. It feels like, and it feels like that. It feels like it's intentionally slow because the Hierophant is very intentional, very slow, always does the right thing on the right path, but is moving toward whatever it is traditionally, right? Traditionally, slowly. I'm going over the documentation. I'm listening to the scripture or the instructions that were given to me. Somebody who is doing the right thing. It feels like somebody felt like the right thing to do is to go really slowly. They're paying a lot of attention to it, wanting to go over some sort of details here. It feels like somebody who was very patient with something has become impatient, or this Knight of Swords is telling me somebody is about to just show up and throw some information at you here, Aries. Tell me what's going on here. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Gemini possibly, maybe a Virgo. We've got the Nine of Wands here. So I feel like this has been painstaking. Like I feel like this is sort of like a path you've been on, a journey you've been on, something that you've been moving toward ultimately super slowly, because Taurus energy here is fixed energy, and fixed energy takes forever. And I know I'm a Taurus sun, that this, it takes a Taurus forever. A fixed energy, right? Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, takes the fixed energies a very long time to make a decision. They only want to do it once, and that's why they move so slowly, right? We do have the Nine of Swords. We have the Hanged One. It feels like it's been, I feel like somebody has been on this path for a long while. It's become exhausting. It feels like it's the reason that it's moving so slowly, I think, Aries, is because you want to have the right perspective. It feels like you were closed off to something for a really long time, but I feel like you are closed off and detached from something for a while. But I feel like there's a perspective that you gained because you moved really slowly. Now, Aries, I know that you're a fire sign, that you don't move slowly. But I do feel like there could be somebody here that I'm talking to that maybe has an earth sign in the rising, maybe an air sign in the rising, something that's going to make you analytical and go over things. And not to say, Aries, that you're not analytical, but I feel like you're always the one that is running at things. You do things kind of quickly, and maybe it's not that you don't think it over, it's that you're a quick decision maker. And I feel like I'm talking to somebody here who maybe has some earth in the rising sign, somebody here who I feel is scared of getting hurt, or that they want to make sure that they exhaustively looked at all of the details before making a decision about something. It feels like with the Four of Pentacles here that this is the inability to be vulnerable. Somebody was shut off and shut down. I'm not sharing my information. I'm not sharing energy. But then all of a sudden the Knight of Swords shows up here. We have opposing knights, right? They're looking at each other. One's going slow, one's going fast. It feels like there's something that is incoming that I almost feel like you're going to fight off, or you have been fighting off, because it feels like somebody here doesn't want to be pushed into making a decision, pushed into doing something. And the Knight of Swords can be a little pushy, if not with their energy, with their words, for sure. But the fact that the Knight has the sword in the air tells me that somebody is showing up aggressively that has something to say. It might be an idea. It doesn't have to be a person, right? It might be an idea that's showing up. Maybe it's an idea that is, wow, I really understand what I want to do now. I've got the Death card here. So it's the end of the exhaustion. It's the end of moving slow. Something's transforming here. It does feel like there's a change of energy here. A transformation of energy. We go from maybe getting out of the earth energy and getting into the fire energy just a little bit more here. But it feels like something's coming to an end. What I think is coming to an end is that somebody here has decided to move now non-traditionally, or we've decided that we're moving too slow on the path. It's time to speed things up just a little bit. Because as long as it's been taking, it feels like it's been taking forever. And it feels like the reason somebody's being careful is because they didn't want to get hurt. But understand that the Nine of Swords is the place where you can finally drop the burdens. You no longer need to carry these anymore, for sure, because death is right here, but you don't need to carry these burdens around any longer. I feel that the reason you were going slow is because you needed a perspective, a fresh perspective. You needed to go over some details. We could be talking about a business. Maybe you've been slow to start your business, Aries, and now it's time to do that. Maybe you've been working for someone for a very long time, and you've been trying to get your ducks in a row here with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has an opportunity in the hand, but is moving really slowly, being patient, being very practical about their time. I'm really looking over things here, and it feels like the reason that we're moving slow is because I need a different perspective. And I feel like you are getting that perspective. I feel like there is a perspective here that you have now that you didn't have before, and that might be why things are about to move a little quicker. The Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We also have Scorpio, Taurus energy here, Gemini, Pisces. Ten of Pentacles. It could be something that it feels like it's the right time. It's the right time for things to begin to move forward quickly. So I feel like the reason that things were moving so slowly, or the reason that you were moving slowly, is because I feel you either have a business idea, or you were moving slowly toward growing something that you know is going to grow to the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like with the Queen of Cups here that you were very focused intuitively. Like I feel you were focused inwardly, intuitively. It feels like you're a person as well. Like it does feel like you have some fixed energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, that you're moving really slowly because you were trying to listen to your intuitive or empathic energy. It feels like you have an idea here that you need a perspective on, a really big money-making idea, one that is going to create legacy, financial legacy for your family. But it feels like you're keeping it under your hat, like you're not telling anybody. But it feels like now, it's almost like now this is coming barreling at you and you can't ignore it anymore because Temperance is here. The moment of alchemy has arrived. And so everything is in balance. I feel like you've gone over all the details. You've got your perspective. You're using your intuition. You know that whatever it is that you are, the opportunity is that's in the hands of the Knight, I feel like you already know. Like you've already been given, like maybe your psychic or intuitive energy is telling you, I'm on point. It is going to grow and it will grow fast. And that's why it took you so long to get to this point, Aries, because you wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of so you didn't have to go back and stumble and all of that. But now I feel like is a time with Temperance being here, telling me that there is everything is blooming. We can stop juggling back and forth, back and forth. It's like the moment is here and it's time to execute some sort of idea here. Tell me more. Got the King of Cups. Very interesting. I feel like you're keeping this under the surface, like you're not telling anybody. And underneath, I want to say that underneath, it feels like it's very tumultuous. It's like your heart's beating really quickly, but on the surface, you're very calm. It's like a duck on a pond, right? Just floating along, but the feet underneath are going 1,000,000 miles a minute. It feels like you're keeping it to yourself or keeping it under wraps. I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to do that. I feel like you've been working exhaustively on something. It could be something emotional or something that's close to your heart or close to your emotional energy. It's something that you really love, but it could be something that you learned from your parents. It could be a skill or something you inherited from your parents. It could be a psychic skill. Tell me more. Got the Knight of Cups. Got the Knights here. This tells me that I feel like you feel that you have to be really brave in order to execute whatever's going on here. I'm going to say, that with the moon being here, I feel like the reason that you were moving so slow is because you were unsure of the outcome. The moon is telling us that we're not really sure, right? That there's a path going here, and we're not really sure what is beyond the obstacles. What is beyond, is that an achievement in the distance, or is it an obstacle? Because it's dark, right? The moon energy is quite dark. And when you're traveling by the moon energy, there can be a lot of guesswork. Things are not as they seem. But I want to say that things are closer than they appear right now, that the moment of alchemy is right on your heels. So for those of you who feel like you're on this timeline right now, it feels like something that you've been creating in the 3D under the surface. You're not telling anyone about it. Your own perspective. It's like you've been going through a lot of sacrifices. You've been giving a lot of things up. Maybe it's cost you a lot of money. It feels like you've been doing it over a very long time. For some of you, it could be 10, 11 years possibly. It could be that it's moving so slow because you had to invest, maybe financially. But I feel like it feels like you have a knowing, right? Because we've got Piscean energy, Pisces has the knowing. I feel like you know that this is something that you're going to make your investment back tenfold. It does feel like it could be for some of you, it could be a business as a psychic, as a tarot reader. It could be that. It doesn't have to be. But we do have the King and the Queen here. So it almost feels like the King and the Queen have produced the Knight, and the Knight is the one who I feel has the psychic energy of the mother and the father. It doesn't have to be that situation for you, but that's how I'm feeling it. That's how I want to explain it metaphorically to you. The Knight of Cups tells me that, the Knight of Cups goes quicker than the Knight of Pentacles. And so it feels like things pick up here. I feel like you're going to be celebrating soon. We've got 3 cups here. You're going to be celebrating soon with this 10 of Pentacles. But I feel like right now, you're just waiting for a sign, a synchronicity, a symbol of some sort. Temperance is about to tell you that it's go time here on something. Tell me more. We've got the 9 cups. Everything's coming into alignment here. Everything's lining up the way that it should. Again, we're looking at cups. It really does feel like it's something psychic or empathic or something like that. Either you knew it was going to work out, or this is a psychic or empathic business of some sort, maybe. Got the Queen of Wands, and you're just going for it. Like the Queen of Wands is somebody who's resilient, not only resilient, but somebody who's willing to take a risk. And so I feel like you are taking a risk by exposing this to people that don't really know that you aren't psychic. Like maybe you are going to be telling people now, this is a psychic business. Like it feels like something you're going to be telling people in your life that they didn't know before. But it feels like you're willing to do it. You're willing to take the risk because you know that no matter what happens here, it's going to work out. You have a knowing and you're sitting on the throne. And the Queen of Wands is going to take the risks. But the Queen of Wands has also been through a lot of hardship, a lot of trauma. And that's the reason why she sits on the throne. And nobody had faith in her. You're not going to do that. You're going to fall and skin your knees. Well, I don't really care. I'm just going to get up, bandage my knees and keep moving. So the Queen of Wands here is telling me that everything is coming into alignment here. In terms of this fire energy. This is your energy, right? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. I feel like everything's coming into alignment for you. Some sort of idea or opportunity. I think if it's an opportunity, you've created your own opportunity. King of Pentacles. It's going to give you stability. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to be very stable. Whatever is growing is growing like it's going to escalate quickly. You come on the scene and boom, there you are. You start making money and things get very stable very quickly. Your wish fulfillment is here. This is something that you've always wanted to do, and it's time to celebrate the 10 Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and this King of Pentacles here. Tell me about Temperance, please. Well, first of all, let's look at the opportunity here. Let's look at the Knight of Pentacles. What is this opportunity? 5 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. You have a big idea. Yeah. It feels like you have a big idea that you know is going to work. It's going to bring you out of the 5 of Pentacles and into the King of Pentacles. You go from the 5 to the Knight to the 10 to the King. Look, this escalates quickly. It's going to be successful. Whatever this is, it's going to be successful. The Ace of Swords tells me it's some sort of a big idea, triumphant idea. It is going to bring you solid foundation. It's going to allow you to maybe buy your first house, or maybe an influx of money into your home. It's a celebratory stability is what it is. It feels like it's something that you planned really carefully because you only wanted to do it once and you didn't want to tell anyone else what was happening. I feel like probably if you're on this timeline that you're already getting signs and synchronicities, like really weird ones, like ones that, it's like you can train your brain to look at the clock once an hour, but I feel like you're getting really weird synchronicities, like sitting on your sofa, maybe you sneeze and the person on the TV sneezes at the same time. Like I feel like it's really weird sort of synchronicities that are showing up for you, and it's those synchronicities that are telling you that it's time to execute whatever it is that you have been wanting to make solid, tangible in the 3D. It's time to do that. I've got the 10 of Swords, I've got the Page of Wands. There is a fear here that maybe you don't know enough, that maybe it's not going to work out. I feel like you're supposed to release those fears and allow the universe to take care of it. Temperance is a major arcana card, and so is the Moon. I feel like you're being kept in the dark for a reason, because you're supposed to be feeling it out with all this water energy here. You're not supposed to be believing what you see. You're supposed to feel it out. You're becoming highly intuitive, or you've always been highly intuitive or psychic, but you're now learning to depend on that energy rather than what you see. I feel what you're supposed to release is fear. You're supposed to release that you don't know enough. I'm looking at the Page of Wands and the 10 of Swords. The Page of Wands is that little bit of spark, the excitement. I'm going to take a risk. I'm just about ready to jump off the highest diving board I ever jumped off of in my life. And I feel like this 10 of Swords is telling me to tell you that temperance is here. Balance, patience. You've had patience. You will now get balance. Things are going to be healed. I feel like you can let go of feeling like you're a child at the beginning of jumping off that really high diving board at the local pool for the very first time. I feel like you're supposed to be strong. I feel like you have courage. You're a fire sign, but I feel like you've been moving so slowly towards some sort of goal, whether it's monetary, whether it's a business, maybe it's a long-term relationship, maybe it's getting married and joining with somebody in this stability of the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. But I feel like the Strength card tells me that is looking straight at Temperance. Temperance is going to reward you for holding back and being patient here. Because you could have released the lion, but you didn't. Somebody here could have a lion tattoo, possibly. I've got the 10 of Cups. It's going to bring you ultimate happiness. Tell me what the outcome is here, please. What else does Aries need to know? 8 of Pentacles, you worked really hard. 7 of Cups, is it going to work? Oh, you know what I just heard? When I put down the 7 of Cups, I heard, what if nobody comes? Have you ever heard that song? I saw it on a documentary for Disney. Walt Disney didn't want to start Disney because he thought if he built it, he'd put all this money into it. He'd put all the money he owned, everything that he had, right? He'd sell everything that he owned and put it into starting the first park. and he said, what if nobody comes? Like, he thought he was going to fail. And so I feel like that's what I felt when I put down the 7 of Cups. It feels like it's overwhelming you, that you've put in every cent, every moment of work. You've become the subject matter expert on something with the Knight of Pentacles, whilst working on yourself, working on the business. It's been overwhelming, but I think it's about to pay off in stability here. That you've been so focused on whatever it is that you're growing, whether that is, growing, trying to grow towards a long-term relationship, trying to grow towards long-term financial stability. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. If you do have a partner, maybe you're married. If you do have a partner, I feel like you two are very good, like a very good partnership. Like, this is the power couple that grows material wealth really easy in the 3D. So I feel like you might have a partner that you're growing this wealth with, or you're attracting a partner who is the same as you. And I really do feel strongly that I'm talking to someone who has some strong earth in the chart. So if it's not in the moon and the rising, you've got a lot of earth in your chart. That's what it feels like. You know how to make money here. It's natural. It's innate for you. There we go. The Fool card is there. Yeah. You're making some sort of decision. I feel like when this opportunity, when you thought about this way back then, it could have been 10, 12 years ago, maybe longer. Like, I have lots of pentacles here. It could be 15 years ago. When you had this idea, you were not ready to execute the idea. And I feel like you've been working on it for years, moving towards it for years, really slowly. And as you worked for this person, you still had it on your mind, and worked for that company, you still had it on your mind. But I feel like all the places that you've worked, all that information that you gained is what brought you to this place of the Knight of Pentacles, because you were patient. You knew that there was an opportunity in your hand. You were very focused on that opportunity. And I feel like you had to work here, there, meet this one, meet that one, pull all of this information together. And I feel like this is what it is. It's coming back around here. It does feel like you're getting a second chance at something. So maybe you wanted to start this 10 years ago and you couldn't, because you either didn't have the funds, not enough knowledge, whatever it is, maybe didn't have a backer, financial backer. But it feels like the Judgment card is telling me that something is about to be pulled out from the grave. Something that you thought was never going to begin. It's time. It's time for that to begin, and it's going to work out and make you ultimately happy. As soon as this door opens, look, it could mean it's the new year. It doesn't have to be, but we are getting close to that, right? We're almost in the middle of December, and it feels like whatever plan you have to start the thing you've always wanted to do, I feel like it's going to work out for you in the new year. For sure. I think that you thought that there was too much competition, so you stopped working on it. Too much competition. You thought, I've lost my chance. The chapter's closed. I'm never going to be able to do this thing. But I feel like you kept working on it anyway because you loved it so much. And that really is the key to success, right? The key to success is you work on something because you love to do it and not because of the monetary gain. And I feel like, look at this. You worked on it because you loved it, and that's how you become the emperor. I don't know. I can't write that. I couldn't write a book that good. Aries, you are the emperor. There you are. You might even be opening franchises. Like, this might be the beginning of it, and it might franchise. I feel like you're going to be owning kingdoms. And you're the emperor, right? It feels like this is going to be bigger than you could have ever dreamed. It's like Walt Disney. What if nobody comes? I think everybody's about to run to get whatever it is you're selling, whatever idea you have. Maybe you're a psychic. Maybe you'll be the next biggest psychic or medium, or somebody who's a tarot reader or something in the esoterics. Maybe you'll be the next best. I'm just going to say, you've been waiting for a long time for it to happen. And I think that because you've given so much to the universe, this is your karmic payout. I feel like the universe is about to just dump it all back on you in a very beautiful way. I'm going to go for now, Aries. Thank you so much for being here and watching. And I hope this is your reading. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys. Bye-bye.